Officials
After 6 days of amazing action, 24 teams have dwindled to 2. It's girls' grand final time. Kia ora, no mai, haere mai. Welcome to Māori Television and Kahawai Productions coverage of the 2017 Chic Secondary Schools Basketball National Championships. We're coming to you from Central Energy Trust Arena in the Māori Manawatū. I'm Zika Coronel and I'm joined by former Tōwhern Tanya Tupu. History will be made, but whose history will it be? St. Peter's of Cambridge, they're looking for the three-peat, while St. Mary's, they're looking to join their Wellington counterpart, the 2017 Wellington Saints, as Team Noels as they seek out an undefeated season. Tanya, when we talk St. Peter's, it begins and ends with number 5, Charlisse Leger-Walker.
The biggest brand in women's basketball at the moment. She is legit. She can score at will and she can actually play some D down the other end too. She facilitates St. Peter's defense. She leads the team.
Yeah, Charlisse has had an unbelievable tournament. She comes into this final averaging 34 points a game. She's had multiple games with unbelievable numbers, 20 plus rebounds in the quarterfinal. She just missed out on a triple-double in the semi. As we see the results they've had. They've had some close tussles. Against Hutt Valley High School, they won by 10. St. Hilda's, Charlisse fouled out with roughly 4 minutes to go, and the rest of the team fought at home. Westlake, they had a close win. This team, they may not have the ability as a young team to blow people out, but they've been the masters of winning the close games.
Well, she's backed up by number 9, Ella Bradley. She's the workhorse of the team. She's active defensively and she can rack up the points too.
And here we see St. Mary's. No one's got close to them all tournament. They've been absolutely rampant. Coach's daughter, Saraya Panisi, she is where it all starts.
Yeah, Sarah Panisi, a great playmaker, very explosive driver, not afraid to go inside and finish her points in the key. She's got a great outside shot, but she's also backed up by the talented and very athletic guard, Grace Hunter, number 4. Quick when she runs the open lane, but when she's got the ball in her hand at the point, she's got great court vision.
St. Mary's with 5 young ladies averaging in double figures, and you can see they have just dominated. Rangiruru, that is the South Island Christchurch champion, 61-30, couldn't even get close, and that's just one example of how they have got absolutely no one has got close to them the whole week. But this is a different challenge, the 2-time defending champs and most likely the back-to-back MVP, Charlisse Leger-Walker. Irrespective of result, I think she's the favourite for that award.
Yeah, I had a chat with both coaches before the game. I asked Coach Nixon his approach with Charlisse, and he said it was gonna be a job share effort. 3 players put their hand up to take her on, with the great likes of Grace Hunter, Saraya, but surprisingly Renee, she wanted to take Charlisse on.
And if they're planning to do it one by one, that might not be enough. That's almost like when the hero gets attacked in a martial arts movie and then one baddie comes up, she kicks his butt, and the second baddie comes up, gets dealt to. If you're going to stop Charlisse Leger-Walker, maybe all 3 of them need to put their hand up to defend her at the same time. Who knows what kind of unorthodox strategies might need to be employed to stop her. At the same time, you're going to have to stop Saraya Panisi. She's small, but she's willing to get it done in the interior and a great shooter.
A live wire guard. She's so explosive from the 3-point line, and she loves to get that contact inside the paint. She's got that lethal 3-point shot. She wants it. She's a senior of this team. She's a leader, and I think she's going to come through today.
There we see St. Mary's getting their final instructions from Nixon Panisi, who's brought these girls through since they were little tackers, and the experienced former Tōwhern captain Leanne Walker, tactically very astute, giving the last instructions to St. Peter's. This is going to be an absolutely riveting clash between the 2 Saints. They're looking for the three-peat. St. Mary's looking for the undefeated season. This is the first time their school's ever been in the top 8, let alone a final. It's going to be hugely exciting, very interesting to see what happens in this monumental clash. Tip-off coming up after the break. we're about to tip off here in Palmerston North. AA Girls Grand Final. That's for the big schools with over 600 students of co-ed, 300 students of single sex. And first position goes to St. Mary's in the black. And they're a very physical offensive rebounding team. St. Peter's in the white. A lot of depth for St. Mary's as they look to go backdoor through the hands of Aotearoa Sopoanga, the little sister of All Black Lima Sopoanga. And Ella Bradley, she's a long, very capable off-ball defender, got a little tip-tip deflection that wins the ball back for St. Peter's. They'll get their first possession of the game. And we see who's going to get the Leger-Walker assignment first up. It's the extremely athletic Grace Hunter. And Leger-Walker gets it started with the Toropero. She's a big game player, 2 national titles already this year. Under 23's MVP, under 19's MVP. She wants this one, the SHIC Championship. And Soraya Panisi gets an open look. She's also a really good shooter. That's the father of Soraya, Coach Nixon right there. Leger-Walker hits Ariel Mackey-Williams. And they set up on the left wing. This is where Charlisse Leger loves to work. They get the switch and she finds Mackey-Williams for the 3. She had a big time contribution in the knockout phases as they needed someone to step up against Auckland Girls Grammar in the semi, and she came through. Leger-Walker with the steal, breaking up the 2-on-1. She's dangerous in the open floor. She's going to get to that easy little runner. Ella Bradley almost always there to pick up the scraps if Leger-Walker misses.
Oh, Leger-Walker is very difficult to stop in the open court, and when she gets down that middle lane, she's very hard to stop.
Step back from Jaisalee Waihi, the under-15 Nationals MVP. Chock full of MVPs, this St. Peter's Cambridge lineup. Panisi looking for space. She kicks out to Grace Hunter, who has all day to line it up. And it's all tied up. Dual Toropero for St. Mary's and St. Peter's, 3 apiece. Wing ball screen setting up here. Leger-Walker rejects it and gets into the little floater, banks it in off the window.
She only needs a little bit of space and she can get her shot away. Any on-ball screen that she gets, she uses it well.
Post up here. They draw the double, kick out for the open 3. Beautiful box out, Ella Bradley, but Mackey-Williams missed the box out on Panisi and she dimes up her teammate on the boards. Sopoanga argues that Ella Bradley touched it, but the referee's having none of it. St. Peter's ball. There it is, Grace Hunter needs to make her use the ball screen. Charlisse is going to try to reject it to get to the space as much as she possibly can. Zipper high on ball here for Mackey-Williams. She's very good in this situation. Broken up here on the baseline by Sopoanga. Panisi in transition. St. Peter's tracks it well. Panisi crashes into Leger-Walker and the ball has gone off Charlisse's back. St. Mary's really good on baseline out of bounds we've seen throughout this tournament.
Yeah, they set up well, they're well organised. Nixon runs a tight ship. It's a good opportunity to score anytime out of bounds.
Onesimo trying to track that down, very physical, and she's managed to retain possession. And now Panisi goes to work in the post. She kicks out. Onesimo will get the rewards of her own work, and she rewards herself.
She's a tough baseline jumper. You know, she's come back from an ACL injury this year. It's her comeback year. Look to her to clean up some points. And
Charlisse Leger-Walker 7. St. Mary's 5 as she goes through the double team and hits the lefty scoop. It's a fancy scoop too. It wasn't just a plain vanilla. And there's the 3 from Sopoanga, and that's something St. Mary's does, is drive you under the rim on the boards, but St. Peter's in the early going have been boxing out exceptionally well. Mackey-Williams, she's the secondary scorer along with Bradley. They're going to need to give Leger-Walker some help, you would think. Inconceivable that she wins it single-handedly. And there's good pressure there from Grace Hunter. She's a very deceptive athlete, a glider, and lovely Euro step. And Emma Baker, she starts the game and then quite often doesn't play a lot from there on in, but she helps them get their defense set up. And Leger-Walker draws a foul. They have to build walls in transition. They're not doing it so far.
Yeah, and it's as simple as just, you know, taking care of the ball, pushing her out to the sideline, getting her out of that middle centre lane.
And of course, as much as we would like to think that it is simple, it's simply said, but apparently very difficult to do, because no one's been able to do it for the better part of a few years. Leger-Walker, the source of 100% of the points for St. Peter's at this point. Your teammates helping with some outstanding defense and box outs. Aotearoa with that jumper. She's been money so far. Very physical, very good post player. Lovely drop step. Punch screen from Bradley. They get the switch they want, and Leger-Walker pulls a three. And it's almost the down buzz anytime she misses, so high the expectations. Hannah, she's calling for an isolation. She drives and kicks, good ball movement, St. Mary's. They've got St. Peter's scrambled, and foul down on the baseline, I believe, is going to be called on Leger-Walker. No, Emma Baker.
Thank you.
She'll gladly take that foul. Baseline out of bounds again for St. Mary's, and Sarai Panisi slips. Great help. Ella Bradley. Box outs. You got so tough. If you miss just one, they get an O-board, and the kick out leads to an open three. Grace Hunter knocks down her second Toropero. There's the diminutive Paiwai. She's a year 9. Ella Bradley with the cut, and it is broken up. No, foul call by the trail referee, who saw the hands in the back of Ella Bradley. There we see the pass, and yes, we can see Terrell Onesimo had that right mitt and the lumbar spine of Ella Bradley, and another well-designed baseline out of bounds, this time for St. Peter's. Nice pass by Bradley, finds Leger-Walker, a good buddy. To the foul line, Leger-Walker goes.
Those two work so well together. They're always looking to each other every play down.
We've seen some amazing passes between the two throughout the tournament. One of the highlights, of course, Leger-Walker with an unbelievable no-look bullet pass that hit Ella Bradley for a critical layup in the semi-final. Leger-Walker, she has been pure so far, as those shots don't even look like hitting the rim. Early lead here for St. Peter's, 11-10 over St. Mary's. Expect it to continue to be a back and forth affair. Post up here. Nice pass. Sarai Panisi sees the cutting back up big. Eleni and Leah Moananu, and she immediately scores on Emma Baker on the interior. What a luxury to have her as your sixth man. And St. Mary's, lovely footwork. St. Mary's, a couple of turnovers from Ariel Mackey-Williams. She's a capable player, but Grace Hunter is attacking the ball in her hands.
Yeah, big games, championship games like this, it's all about looking after the ball, not turning it over.
Ahi Williams enters the game as the backup centre for St. Peter's. Emma Baker out. They get a little bit smaller, and maybe St. Mary's will be able to go inside. Defence is really tight on Leger-Walker. Great defence there. Couldn't get her the ball. Savaya Nea, she's a central pulse netball player, and she plies her trade, I believe, on the defensive end of the floor. So she's using all those skills to make it hard for Leger-Walker to get the catch. And she goes over Leger-Walker's back, and great box out by Charlisse, draws the foul. We see Renee Savayanea. She's tracking Leger-Walker. She gets an escort screen from Ella Bradley. just allowing you to bring the ball up without being under heat. They're going to run a play here for Charlisse Leger-Walker. And now Paiwai with the quick drive, and lovely dime from Paiwai to Williams. Paiwai is just an absolutely irrepressible little force. Bradley Williams pushed underneath to get that space for the board. Leger-Walker, Renee Anaya, Savai Anaya. She did a pretty good job initially, but Leger-Walker's drawn another foul. And timeout called. Nixon Panisi with a 1-point advantage wants to talk about how they stop Leger-Walker.
Immediately after the boys' grand final, so please stay with us to recognise the 2017 Championships AA champions and award winners as well. The tournament teams and MVPs will be named at that prize giving as well.
Let's go. Hey.
They reverse it, they're looking for that, get around the front. Get somebody in there, especially for the reverse spin.
Someone wants. Got to do a better job on those pops out.
And here we see Leger-Walker. She has 12 points. St. Peter's has 12 points. St. Mary's has 12 points. And 13-12 lead for St. Peter's. Then look at Paiwai. She extends, but Grace Hunter's a little bit quicker than the people she normally extends on, but that won't deter her. She's been one of my favorite players. She's a tiny little year 9, but she's always pressuring, and Panisi with a lovely drive baseline. And she now takes the assignment of making it tough for Leger-Walker. They're going to try to tag team her. Take it in turns. Hasn't worked so far. Blow by Charlisse Leger-Walker. She had the right idea. Ahi Williams was wheeling to the front of the rim. She probably needed to be sliding to the baseline.
Yeah, St. Mary's, they've opened that baseline drive up, the way they're defending that screen, that on-ball screen.
There's Paiwai bothering Hunter. They're looking to try to get an inside touch here. Wing ball screen, Lenny Lia Moa Nanu slips it. Leger-Walker has the catch. And step through by Panisi, and she keeps the ball alive on the O board, and she's going to look into Lenny Lia Moa Nanu, and she faces up, and pure jumper in the face of Leger-Walker, who didn't think that she was going to shoot, I don't think. She was preparing herself to try to help on any cutters off the post. Zipper high on ball. Leger-Walker chooses to turn down Paiwai initially, and now they come into the ball screen. Paiwai all the way to the rim. Pretty impressive as a year 9 to be contributing to this magnitude as Panisi fires long and tracked down. Waihia got it eventually, and Ella Bradley has a one-on-one opportunity here with Grace Hunter, but her skills are much better suited to being off the ball. She finds Charlisse Leger-Walker on the trail. Toro Pero.
You just can't leave that girl open, you know, she's going to knock it down, so whoever's got her the defensive assignment's got to stick on her.
Yeah, well, she does have 16 points. And we see Hannah with her third torpedo. She's had a little bit of a quiet tournament, Grace. I have such high expectations for her because she's so capable. We're seeing the real Grace Hannah stand up in this final so far. Little slip for Ella Bradley and overcooked the pass to Leger-Walker. Horns the call for Grace Hunter. tracked by Jaisali Waihi. And they're going to look to post Paiwai on Sarai Panisi, and Paiwai does a great job. She's so tiny, but she's locked down. Reminds me of Muggsy Bogues and Charlisse Leger-Walker in transition, and Paiwai almost steals the ball. She's going to try to chase this down from behind. Grace Hunter playing the point, allowing Panisi to play off the ball. Here's Panisi, she's got an isolation baseline, and she hits. No, she doesn't hit. Manawatū, and eventually Panisi on the third chance as Charlisse Leger-Walker looks to her teammates to crash the D-boards a little more.
That's where St. Mary's are strong, you know, they're physical by nature. They can get in there and get those rebounds and putbacks.
Clock winding down, Charlisse Leger-Walker stepped through, and it's been a very closely played quarter, but late in the quarter, St. Mary's with some second chance points has built a lead. They're up 21-16 as we go to the first break.
And Arena 2, a couple of counts, they will be told if you do not move them. Just been told. There's a rear Aotearoa hatch, number plate DA.
One quarter at a time. Great job. We achieved that one in this first quarter. To the next, right? The little things. Boxing out, right? Containment of one-on-one defense, right? We need to stay at home. One person mark Charlisse, but we've got to help. Either side. Don't overplay. There's no need to overplay. Remember we talked about disciplinary fouls. It's 4 quarters. We want to be able to go to the fourth quarter, not in foul trouble. We understand that, right? We're running B's 3 times in a row. That's okay. Let's see if we can mix it up. If you run games, because they're a lot smaller. You understand what I'm saying? On that count.
Some pretty good dances in behind the score pitch. Alright, here we go. Back in the second quarter. It's 21-16, St. Mary's lead. St. Mary's. Make sure you get to know you're behind. Be as loud as you want here at number 2. I hope you enjoy your stay here and enjoy the final.
Well, we said she might need some help. So far, that's barely true. Charlisse Leger-Walker, 16 points, 4 of 8 shooting, 6 of 6 from the foul line, 1 rebound. She's had no assists, but don't hold that against her. She's the only one who scored for St. Peter's, so it's hard to get an assist, whereas the balance of St. Mary's led by 9 points with 3 made threes from Grace Hunter, but they've had 4 points each from Onesimo, Panisi, and Manawatū, and they have a 5-point lead in the early going. Surely Leger-Walker's not going to be able to single-handedly win this game. She's going to need some help beyond the help on the defensive end. The defense from the entirety of the St. Peter's team has been pretty good, though their box outs do need to improve. And there's Onesimo, athletic in transition, but couldn't quite get the angle. Leger-Walker, good wall being built there by St. Mary's. She had a lot of black jerseys on her way. Look at them, they're all focused on her. She's going to go one-on-one on Lenny, and Lenny defends it very well. Switching that ball screen, their bigs are holding up. Duck in here to go at Ahi Williams. Panisi's going to reject baseline against Paiwai, gives her a little push off. And Onesimo off the rebound, and she wheels off Ariel Mackey-Williams.
They know each other so well. When Panisi goes to drive for the J, the others crash the boards. That second chance shot opportunity, so important in big games.
A little bit stagnant offense here for St. Peter's. Good pressure, Paiwai with a 3 to beat the shot clock, and that's off, but she chases it down. She's a live wire, and she tries to split through the traffic. She's going to get the ball out of here, and now Leger-Walker, she gets that ball deflected out of bounds, and somehow they've determined that she threw it out herself. I'm pretty sure it was hit out of her hands. She doesn't generally shoot her shots over the baseline. Horns again for Grace Hunter. Ariel Mackey-Williams, little sister of Leon Williams, so I used to coach. Shout out to Leon if he's watching, I know he is. Pull up for Grace Hunter. Charlisse, she's trapped by 3, and now 1.5 as Panisi gets a little dig. She finds Ella Bradley. Ella's going to have to get going. Ella, a New Zealand under-17 and under-18 team member, and she has been an able support. She is averaging 18 points a game, 21 in the semi-final win. She's going to need to give them some productivity here. Onisimo's been money on that mid-range jumper, not that time. Leger-Walker, she's been tracked by 2 players. She's going to barrel through them and gets to the foul line.
Well, it's so easy to just watch her come up the court, and this is what's happening with St. Peter's. The rest of her teammates are just watching, and they're not cutting to the ball. They're not giving her an offload.
They generally do play very well off her, especially Ella Bradley. Paiwai, she's going to be up. That's how she makes her contribution. Hustling for rebounds and amazing defense. She hits some shots. It's a little bit of a bonus. In her own age group, she certainly does. She's a year 9. The fact that she's even able to play on the floor in this game is pretty incredible. And great box out there by Ahi Williams, the backup big, 14 for St. Peter's. And substitution here for St. Mary's. Leah Moananu comes out, and in comes the second daughter in the team for head coach Nixon Panisi, Natalia Panisi. You see her there, very good spot-up shooter. Paiwai to the baseline, and she draws a foul out of Grace Hunter. Little Paiwai. Look at that quick turn of pace. She's an under-15 national talent program identified athlete by BB&Z. She'll have her trial in about a week from today to try to make the national program, and I'm not coaching that team, and I don't really know the age group, but I wouldn't be surprised if her name's on that list come the December national camp. That's the first point scored in the game by anyone other than Leger-Walker for St. Peter's. Comes 6 minutes and 38 seconds into the second quarter, and that should be a charge. No, it's a block.
Grace Hunter, she was on the drive looking for her teammates for the offload. Got lucky on that one.
Goes right through the chest to Leger-Walker. Sure, she was moving forward maybe a little bit, and that's maybe why Pai made the call, but the contact was taken right through the sternum. Textbook. It's only the first foul for Leger-Walker, so hopefully it's not a factor later in this game. Want to see the best players determine it, not them sitting on the bench because the referees have fouled them out. Little ball screen set by Leger-Walker now for Ella Bradley, who comes off and shoots a pull-up, trying to create her own offense. She's much better as a wheeler, a third option, but she does need to step up today. Open shot here for Savai Anea. Charlisse Leger-Walker tried to help. Renee punished her for that help. Leger-Walker goes past Natalia Panisi. Heavy contact. She gets fouled again. And that's going to be on Grace Hunter, who does a pirouette in absolute despair as she looks around. She doesn't believe that she should have been called for the foul, and it will be her second. There is the displeasure on the look of Grace Hunter. And Leger-Walker, she started off, I think it might have been 7 for 7 on free throws. She's no longer perfect. Of course, John Eales, they used to call him Nobody because the saying goes, nobody's perfect. Charlisse Leger-Walker, she might earn that Nobody nickname before things are all said and done. I'm sure she has some faults. That should be a charge. And Pai is called another block. That's 2 charges Charlisse Leger-Walker's taken, and both have been called as blocks. Look at that, that's a perfect charge right there. That's a textbook. If you want to learn how to take a charge, that's how you do it.
No reaction from Leanne Walker, coach of St. Peter's.
Charlisse Leger-Walker hits ahead to Ella Bradley. Bradley misses the layup. She runs the floor well. Ariel Mackey-Williams hustling. Post up here. Charlisse Leger-Walker's going to have to be careful marking Savaianea. And Sarai Panisi pushes Paiwai underneath. And great steal there by Mackey-Williams. AMW really needs to get a bucket. She's a capable, skilled player out of the Queensland rec program. Came home to St. Peter's this year, and she's got an isolation with Natalia Panisi. She turns it down to go into Ella Bradley, and Ella Bradley finally, the New Zealand under 17 and under 18 rep gets on the board with that sweet jump hook. Mackey-Williams tracking Sarai Panisi tightly. Natalia can shoot, you've got to take away the jump shot. She drives inside. Charlisse Leger-Walker tips that rebound to Mackey-Williams. Late in this quarter, will the smaller, diminutive St. Peter's girls have an advantage in transition? It hasn't been a case for St. Mary's so far. They haven't tied, they've dominated. Savaianea with another open shot. She leaves it short, and Leger-Walker, she has put her little tiptoes on the line. She's got some interesting looking apricot shoes. It's an interesting color combo to go with.
Dusty pink, apricot.
And Williams tracks down the rebound. Leger-Walker looking for that space to her left hand. She loves to fake the handoff. Space wasn't there for her to do it at that time. Ella Bradley, nice step through, and this is the Ella Bradley we need to see. Long three, and Leger-Walker, she gets the D-board and pushes and dimes up Ella Bradley, and Ella Bradley, she says, you can get under my umbrella, St. Peter's. She's gonna really carry them here. They can get her going offensively. It changes the complete complexion of the game. Pressure from Mackey-Williams. And drive into traffic by Aotearoa Sopoanga. And she draws a foul on Ahi Williams. Onesimo comes back in for Natalia Panisi. There you see the drive by Sopoanga. St. Mary's 3-point advantage. St. Peter's doing a good job to work their way back in. Leger-Walker, she's starting to play as a ball screen setter. She's such a clever player. She knows how tightly they're going to stick to her. They're not going to want to help off. And Onesimo, she's very good running the lanes. She's a big who's very quick.
We've seen that in earlier games. Grace Hunter, when she runs the point, she looks for that long court pass up the court. She likes to make those big plays.
Leger-Walker, she's sizing up the defense. She looks inside to Ella Bradley, who's going to need to get busy. She makes a lovely pass. And Ahi Williams on the follow. Jaisalee Waihi dimes up Ella Bradley on the interior. She's going to need to shoot it, otherwise she's going to get a 3 seconds. She realizes that and throws it up. And St. Mary's runs again, long kick ahead. And if they move the ball, there's an open shot for Soraya Panisi. And she leaves it short. And that's a questionable pass thrown there by St. Peter's. They just need to calm down a little bit as they'd work their way back into this game. They're in danger of giving it away, but Charlisse Leger-Walker picks it off and she'll beat Soraya Panisi to the rim. Panisi looks really tired, and seeing that, her dad, Nixon Panisi, quickly calls a timeout so that they can have a little bit of oxygen. They have a 3-point lead over St. Peter's, 31-28.
Take a minute for a breather. A special thanks to our nationwide sponsorship, sponsoring the Ship Premierships and the Ship Championships. Our broadcast partners, Manawatū, Kahawai Productions, and Te Mangai Paho. And haven't we just loved the top 5 plays of the day on Facebook? They've been absolutely fantastic. Love what you know. Our funding partners, Palmerston North City Council and New Zealand Community Trust as well. And our commercial partners, Central Energy Trust Arena, hosts for Ship Championships 2017. Special thanks to Game Video, Glory League, our sponsors, National University, UCOL and Moulton. And our preferred suppliers, Benny Sports, Hubble, Budget, Rico, and AspireNet, who are providing free internet for the week. And of course, our championship hosts, Basketball Manawatū and Sport Manawatū as well. 31-28, 2 to go in the first.
Pressure on the inbounds from St. Peter's, but they allow a long pass that takes them beyond the pressure. Grace Hunt has done a great job playing the point for St. Mary's so far. She's tracked by Paiwai. Post up here. Nice move. Boards by Leger-Walker. She's got 21 of the 28 for St. Peter's. She's looking to add to it. She puts the weave on Soraya Panisi and hits the little pull-up, but it's short. And Paiwai bothering the advanced as she does. Of course, St. Peter's missing one of their best players, Georgie Edgecombe, an amazing extension defender. Paiwai stepped up to fill her role, the year 9. Shout out to Georgie. Sadly missed it this tournament. And offensive board, stick back there by Savaianea. No, sorry, that's Sopawanga. As the grey numbers on the grey bands catches me out. Trying to hide their fouls from the officials, I think. Leger-Walker. Going to get a high ball screen from Mackie Williams. They're trying to go under it, and so she stepped back, and that looks pretty straight on but a little bit long. And there we see great pressure. Paiwai, she just has to be careful. She's doing a great job, but she's also got to stay in front of Hannah, who's very good at drawing fouls once she gets penetration. Sopawanga hits Onesimo, and Onesimo spins back on that drop step. Leger-Walker, not quite enough time for a 2-for-1, so she will assess her options. And loose ball picked up, and Leger-Walker stands up off it wide open, asks for the ball. Bradley, up fake. Williams, they need to get this ball back to the capable hands of Leger-Walker at the end of the clock, and they do. And Leger-Walker drives in, and she draws another foul. If this is on Hunter, it's the 3rd, but of course it might be Onesimo that they call it on. It is the 3rd foul. I didn't quite catch the number that the referee signaled there, but it is the 3rd foul. It was called on Grace Hunter. Our spotter, Chris Tupu, waiting in the wings. The boys' final course coming up. He's got that information for us. This is a great game. The boys is going to be a great game. Don't go visit, your relatives or something. Stay with us on MaoriTelevision.com. 3 points. Seconds ticking down. Soraya drives. She finds a teammate. That ball's loose on Simo. She doesn't get it out of her hands in time. And as the half draws to a close, it is a tight tussle. St. Mary's undefeated, looking to preserve Team Noels for Wellington. 33-30 up over St. Peter's Cambridge, seeking out the three-peat.
Oh, what a fantastic game. 33-30 in favour of St. Mary's over St. Peter's Cambridge. So there we go, on time, 33 points to 2. And looking forward to the boys' final later on.
And welcome back to Central Energy Trust Arena. AA Girls Grand Final, St. Peter's of Cambridge. There's only one school that's ever had a three-peat in the girls competition, and that is Church. St. Peter's looking to become the second, and it's Terrell Onesimo, who's had a big first half with 8 points on 4 of 11 shooting. She's looking to stop that occurring.
She's the biggest player for St. Mary. She's big in the paint. She's got a good pivot on her, but she can knock down the outside shot.
And Coach Anthony Corbin and Leanne Walker, they were writing on the board, it's going to be a long game if you don't box out, and immediately St. Mary's dominance on the boards. And Panisi, she lines it up, and it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to St. Peter's. And here's the superstar of the show, Charlisse Leger-Walker, 23 points, 6 rebounds, mainly because she's 11 of 12 from the foul line, doing a great job of initiating contact. 23 points of the 29. Bradley has 6. Paiwai had a free throw with 6 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the second quarter, which was the first point scored by anyone other than Charlisse in the game, whereas St. Peter's has 6 different people scoring, led by Grace Hunter with 10. And that's a bit of the story of the game, is how much help can these other young ladies provide offensively for Charlisse. Their defense has been on point. Lovely step through for Charlisse Leger-Walker. She just needs a little bit of help because she can do a whale of work herself. 25. She's got that quarter. Panisi takes it at Leger-Walker, and Leger-Walker verticality stops the layup.
Leger-Walker, she's pretty good at waiting in the keyhole, coming across good help side D.
Five seconds winding up here. Paiwai tracks Hunter. And they're going to try to duck in Sopoanga. And Hunter's got loose on that little curl off the baseline, and she shoots it long. She probably should have stopped on the rim and put Paiwai on her back for the layup rather than overrunning the space. Leger-Walker gets a ball screen, and she has her legs chopped out a little bit, but no foul called. And leak out by Sopoanga. Lima's little sister, Lima Sopoanga, the All Black. He would have, oh, no, lovely dime by Ella Bradley. And Leger-Walker, she wants a call. She's a little bit frustrated with referees on the baseline. I've almost never seen her get frustrated before. Her composure is so much, and she's maybe, it must be some fouls that have been called on her that weren't fouls, and she must be getting hit for her to lose a little bit of her composure. You know, she has a lot of credibility because she never does.
Well, she's up against some big girls too, you know. They're strong physically, a lot older. They're all out to get her.
Yep. They've probably got some police comms on that St. Mary's bench. Leger-Walker, she's coming over to you. 10-7, 10-7. Cut her off at the turn. Build that roadblock. And it rattles out, and Leger-Walker with the D board. We saw Paiwai sub out, and Jazali Waihi, I believe it was the player who was inserted into the lineup. Hawks having a chat on the bench over there with Paiwai. Such a young team. St. Peter's have no year 13s in their entire roster. Jazali Waihi with the left corner three, and it comes up short, but Onesimo couldn't track that rebound down. 4 seconds on the shot clock for St. Peter's Cambridge. What have they got on the baseline out of bounds? A little seal, and Leger-Walker fires from way downtown. And that is a very, very difficult shot if you're a game of horse. I do believe her little sister hit one for 20 bucks from about that range. Tanika, Tanya.
Yeah, I put a sandwich on the line, but she wanted cold, hard cash. We used to run that play for Waikato for Leanne. She used to be the one taking that three-point shot.
And there's Tanika with the Northern Colorado Golden Bears t-shirt on. Of course, big sis Crystal, she's at Northern Colorado on a Division I scholarship. They, of course, won a national title when she was year 13 and she was the MVP. They're keeping the trophy in the family because Charlisse won it last year. And there's Charlisse wheeling to the front of the rim. But one of the big factors that they got when they won their first national title was the contribution of the support players. Charlisse was the secondary star, maybe even the big star then, but Waiaria Henderson had a big game, the third option. They need someone to fill the role of Waiaria Henderson. Ella Bradley, is it you? Ariel Mackey-Williams, is it you? Paiwai is going to do it defensively. Charlisse is going to try to get them close, but she's going to need some help. Duck in for Onisimo. She's going to go to work on Williams. Nifty footwork there. And Leger-Walker misses the box out, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it'll stay with St. Mary's. St. Mary's believed that was going to be the third foul on Leger-Walker. Of course, that would have brought an eruption of clapping and cheers from their bench. So they can't stop her any other way, and they're probably going to have to try to foul her out. There's been a couple of charges that she's taken that have been called blocks that are going to help them with that. And Renee Savai-Anea, it's a little bit unorthodox, but she's hit a number of jumpers.
Yeah, sagging D from St. Peter's, giving her the shot.
And there's Mackey-Williams. She's very good coming off the ball screen and getting to that 15-foot pull-up, the former Queensland State netball and basketball representative. She has been living in Australia since she was 4 years old and came home this year. So she's come up through the Queensland systems. And step back, free. Grace Hunter, she's been on fire so far. But that time there was a little bit of a dampener on her embers. There's the St. Peter's boys watching on. High post isolation for Leger-Walker, and she takes a mid-range jumper, and she'll be a little bit disappointed with that. I don't think they're going to call that high post play for her to shoot a 17-footer. Double coverage on the inbounds. They're trying to get a few little turnovers by extending their pressure. That's not something we saw much in the first half. St. Peter's with the adjustments. Leanne Walker, one of the toughest players and people you'd ever meet, and she takes another charge, and finally, that is the fourth foul on Grace Hunter, the star so far for St. Mary's. 4 fouls, she's going to have to sub out. Leger-Walker's taken 3 charges on her this game. That's the first time that she's got the call. And here we see just no question as to whether that was a charge, except sometimes in the minds of the referees. Hunter stays in on 4 fouls, and Ella Bradley draws a foul on Onisimo. Hunter stays in on 4 fouls, though Panisi is at the scorer's table, so it will be an absolute shock if that's not to take out Hunter. And it is to take out Hunter. Nitson Panisi, an astute coach, wouldn't make the mistake to leave someone in on 4 fouls. Bradley misses the first. There's the towel crew, the pit crew for St. Mary's. Bradley knocks down the second and are back within 2 points, and Panisi slips over, and that ball must have got close to the line. They're going to narrowly get this over before the 8-second count. And Sopoanga with some interesting footwork fires it way long. Shot clock hasn't reset, as it shouldn't. Some good pressure from St. Peter's. Panisi, she's got to get busy, and she does. And that's an ill-disciplined reach in there from Mackey-Williams, bails Panisi out.
I talked to Leanne Walker before the game, and she's quite happy to just grind this game out. She's inform the girls that it's going to come down to the last part of the game. Expect it to be close. But they'll have to just contain their players, basic basketball, play their game.
And of course they've done that well. Hutt Valley's had some great battles with St Mary's this year as Lenny Leah draws a foul, rightfully this time. Of the 3 fouls that Charlisse Leger-Walker has, this is the first one that actually is a foul. And 3 is a lot, though she's played 25 minutes in one of their critical games earlier with 3 fouls and never picked up another one. But they have beat Hutt Valley in this tournament in a close game. Hutt Valley lost by 2 to St Mary's. That was the closest game they have had all year. And they also won a close game against St Hilda's and a close game against Westlake. So they are battle-hardened. And if it is close down the stretch, St Mary's only has that singular game of experience to call upon. So that's what Coach Leanne Walker is hoping occurs. Wing ball screen. Leger-Walker at the little slip. They get her the ball now. She's got a big on her. She's going to go to work. Clock winding down. Step back 3. Leger-Walker. It's on line. And they're back within 1.
St Mary's, if they're going to switch any time to guard Charlisse, they can't give her any space. They've got to switch to kill the play and kill any chances that she's going to get a look at the basket.
And breakaway layup, Ella Bradley. Easy layup. Cut along the baseline by Onisimo, and she misses the reverse. And over the back, Soraya Panisi. St. Peter's with the ball here, chance to take the lead. They've been trailing for quite some time. I'll look to get to the front. Here's Hannah, 3 made threes. She's out with 4 fouls at the moment. Leger-Walker trying to get that switch. They don't get it this time. So she's still trapped by Panisi, though she's had the speed advantage. Ella Bradley with a fake handoff and step through. And Ella Bradley, she can't quite finish on the interior. And Sopawanga with a rebound in traffic. Savaianea challenges Leger-Walker, and they're going to call a charge. That one, she probably bailed out of it, but she's been working Apai's ear, and she's got the call that time. Starts to make up a little bit for some of the charges earlier. She certainly was there. She just kind of pulled out of the contact early, realizing she couldn't risk a block. Once again, chance to take the lead. Wing ball screen, they're trying to get the switch. Mackie Williams rejects it and banks it off the window. She doesn't come up with the finish though. Jazali Waihi tight on Panisi. Elbow face up, Lenny Leah Moananu. Ball screen for Panisi. She angles through and kicks it back out. Long 2 for Savaianea, and she has been absolutely money. Leger-Walker draws contact and fires up a lefty finish. She got angled out pretty well there by St Mary's. St Peter's haven't been able to quite take the lead yet. Savaianea wide open left corner, 3. Leger-Walker with a D board. She dimes up Ariel Mackie-Williams, who kind of broke off her lane run. And timeout for St Peter's Cambridge. 2:57 to go in the 3rd quarter. St Mary's up 3.
St Mary's and St Peter's, great crowd here, eh? Good to have you involved. Good to have you here at Palmerston North at Manawatū. I hope you enjoyed your stay and the second round for the next game, the Boys AA final. Stick around for the prize giving afterwards as well. Special thank you to our main rights sponsors, Ship. It's our broadcast partners, Multi-TV, Kahawa Productions, and One Day Pumble. Funding partners, Marshall's Counselling, Community Trust. Commercial partner, Central Energy Trust, Aringa, for hosting us this week.
Glory League for the game video, Massey University, UConn and Moulton, our sponsors. Also diverse suppliers, Speedy Sports, Public Budget, Rico and Spynet, who are providing free attendance for the event. And of course our championship hosts, Basketball Manawatū and Sport Manawatū as well. Alright, 45-42.
Hey, fun on three. 1, 2, 3.
Fun! Yeah, fun!
Stop.
Fun! Have fun out there, you.
Pressure here from St. Peter's as they try to get some easy steals. St. Mary's has been up to it and haven't really had turnover issues, certainly not live turnover issues other than a pick-off that Charlisse Leger-Walker had towards the end of the half that made it 28-31, and Sarai Panisi with a lovely little runner. Under-19 Nationals tournament team earlier this year for Wellington. Ella Bradley, kick out, Leger-Walker wide open, 17-footer is short, and great box out Sarai Panisi. St. Mary's with maybe a little chance to go on a decisive run to close out this third quarter. They do have a diversity of options to go to. One of the best is on the bench, Grace Hunter. Sarai Panisi gets some space, and here comes Leger-Walker off the D board. She works her way subtly to the rim and gets it to roll around with a lefty finish. Every time it looks like St. Peter's might get put away a little bit, Leger-Walker, she sees her bat signal shining in the sky and answers the call to save Gotham. Nice drive there, Sopoanga, and Charlisse Leger-Walker with the D-board. She's got runners ahead. St. Mary's back slowly here. They're in danger. Nice feed, Leger-Walker, and she finds Jayzali Waihi, who gets herself on the board. Confidence player. And one thing that I think has been very good on the part of Nixon Panisi, and this is one of the reasons they've retained the lead. Anytime there's the hint of a St. Peter's run, St. Mary's quick timeout.
Let's go, girls, let's go!
Paiwai tracks Sarai Panisi, just trying to bother them, and she's poked the ball loose but couldn't quite retain it. Now Panisi has her on her hip. They're looking to post here. Lenny Leah backs in on Ahi Williams, and that's someone that Rion Papa found some success isolating on, and Moa Nanu does here too. Great hustle by Paiwai, but she does commit the foul.
Well, Lenny Leah, she's, she can be a starter, and she comes off the bench strong. She's great rebounder. She's physical in there. She can score. Samoan under-19 volleyball player, also a first 15 flanker for St. Mary's.
And an under-17 tournament team player. That's the depth of St. Mary's, that someone who's so accomplished comes off the bench, and a measure of her character that she's happy to do it. Team-first culture that Nixon Panisi's built with these St. Mary's girls. And there she is, Lenny Leah Moa Nanu. lead back to 5. 4-point Manawatū run coming out of that timeout. St. Peter's trying to balance their offense, but quite often when they put the hands on other people, ball in the hands of other people, it leads to a turnover. When they put the ball in the hands of Charlisse Leger-Walker, buckets. Board there by Sopoanga, and Ariel Mackey-Williams gives it ahead. Ella Bradley, lovely little lob and chased down by Savai Anea, the pulse defender, and that sees the third quarter close. St. Mary's, they're just able to hold on by the skin of their teeth. 51-48 as we go into the final quarter of this girls' grand final.
Thanks for hanging out with us here this week here in Manawatū. 10 minutes on the clock. Who's going to lift that silverware?
Fourth quarter commences here. St. Peter's down 3. They're looking for the three-peat. St. Mary's, the undefeated national championship season. And hard drive there by Bradley, and she doesn't score. Leger-Walker possessions are leading to baskets. Everyone else is struggling to come up with offense, and it's really hard because as a coach, you want to diversify your attack. Leger-Walker, great help on Manawatū, and she's going to travel. Leger-Walker took away the initial layup on that slip screen.
Leni Lear, she's good at getting big and open. She's a great target. Little unlucky there.
They're trying to get this triple post to post Leger-Walker, and it's not really been a productive play, and they're stagnating with it. Mackey-Williams is going to have to throw it up. She drives into good help there from Sopoanga, and this is a transition opportunity. Paiwai just keeps Panisi under so much duress that she can't make the kick ahead, but she can bully her way to the rim on Paiwai. Help from Ella Bradley, and this is a chance to run here. Leger-Walker should probably keep it herself and keep going, and she does, and draws a foul. You know, in some ways, if you're in a close game and you've got to the fourth quarter and you've got the best player in the tournament, and we all know who the best player is here, Charlisse Leger-Walker, clearly, it's time for her to take over. She'll have fresh legs, she's fit. She's shot free throws exceptionally well.
Well, there you see Aotearoa Leger, father of Charlisse, builder by trade. He's built a great foundation at home for the girls, looking after them while mum away. Leanne Walker with the Tall Ferns, spent a lot of time internationally overseas. Done a good job with the girls.
And we're not talking about their basketball ability, they're great kids. Really nice kids on both these teams. It's probably no surprises that there's a little bit of a correlation between being a good person and a winner. And there's Lenny Leah Manawatū. She's had a big second half. Mackie Williams, they're going to post up Leger-Walker again. Leger-Walker wheels and draws a foul, contact. And she'll go again to the foul line. So clever. Just how am I going to get buckets in this game? Well, today it's been working her way to the foul line and then shooting free throws at a high percentage. It's also reduced the options for this depth of St. Mary's. She's had people on the bench in foul trouble. And with 8 minutes 13 to go, we see Grace Hunter on 4 fouls re-enter. It's 2 misses for Leger-Walker, but she knew she'd missed it straight away, and she tracked down her own rebound. Unfortunately, missed a layup as well. She'll be disappointed in that, but she will be on the job. Bradley, they'll switch this full screen. They miscommunicated and they give up a high-low. They might get away with it. They kind of have. Shot clock expires. The referees haven't aware of it. That shot clock expired. The ball never hit the rim and the refs are going to count it. The score bench really should be telling them this would be a complete injustice if it stands. So we've seen 2 terrible foul calls on Leger-Walker and now a 3 for St. Mary's. It was clearly a shot clock violation. Our coaching and our players have got so much better in this country. We won't talk about the third estate. Runner there for Panisi. Leger-Walker, she'll look to probe the defense. Finds a kick out for Mackie Williams. Mackie Williams isn't able to make it. Kaiwai, she may be injured in back play. She's a pretty tough kid, so she's stayed down. And Hannah tries to make them pay. Great hustle by St. Mary's. And the referees don't know who it came off. And so they give it back to St. Mary's on the jump ball. St. Mary's getting the benefit of all the calls. Isolation here for Panisi. She rejects the ball screen and dimes up Manawatū, and she kicks it out, and that's long. And shot clock winding down again, and this time they recognize the shot clock violation. Pressuring coming now from St. Mary's, and they foul Charlisse Leger-Walker, trying to deny that, and the foul is called. Coming over her back, looking for the steal. That's the 4th foul for, I believe it was Savaianea, I think, committed that foul. St. Mary's is a really physical team. They've bullied their way to this point with a combination of power and skill. Cut here for Ella Bradley. She goes to work. Comes up short. Well boxed out by St. Mary's. There's the bench looking on nervously. 6-point lead for St. Mary's here. Should be 3. ball screen. Ahi Williams switches. They're miscommunicating how they want to cover these ball screens, and it's leading to loose divers on the rim.
I think St. Mary's College, offensively, they're creating some great space. They're spacing the floor great. They're giving each other a lot of opportunity. They're passing the ball around, good ball movement. They look to each other a lot.
And their baseline out of bounds that they execute so well. Grace Hunter with a rip through baseline, and she draws the foul on Mackie Williams with her quick rip. Hunter, she's been on the bench for a long time. She was really shooting the ball well, knocking down multiple torpedoes. And this time she finds the range. Ominous signs perhaps for St. Peter's as the lead becomes 7 for St. Mary's. And Grace Hunter's now got herself locked in. Elbow isolation, Leger-Walker, she pulls the ball back out on the floor and looks to isolate on Onesimo. And now she's got Hunter. Hunter can't defend her aggressively because she's got 4. And that is an amazingly tough finish. Leger-Walker changing their hands up and scoring on the baseline. Watch her pick it up now as it looks like her team's in trouble. No surprises if she steps up with a little personal 5-6-0 run to get St. Peter's back up. Inside touch for Onesimo, and she catches the ball and hits the jump hook. Leger-Walker going to work and draws a foul off the window. And what individual foul is that for Onesimo? It's her 4th. Leger-Walker, she is drawing fouls left, right and centre.
We talked about it early in the game that St. Mary's have to share the job of defending Charlisse. They've all had a go at trying to stop her.
They've all found it to be a tough task. Leger-Walker's drawn on rough count 12 fouls during this game. They're showing a little bit too much angle here to Panisi. Jazali Waihi staying in front. And Lenny Leah Moananu, who's been huge in the second half. She doesn't come up with that one. But St. Mary's, what they do so well with the O-boards. Shot clock winding down. Here's Lenny Money. She's been money on those mid-ranges, but Charlisse Leger-Walker this time puts a stop to that with a block shot. Timed it perfectly. High pick and roll. Leger-Walker rejects it and gets all the way to the rim. Lefty finishes a little bit strong. Panisi kicks it ahead. Onesimo, mid-range pull-up, knocked down. And Leanne Walker considers taking a timeout. 8 points the deficit. Leger-Walker, she draws another foul. And that's on Soraya Panisi, I believe. And she is giving a little lecture to her teammates about marking the shooters for St. Mary's a little bit more closely. It's the first foul for Soraya, so she's in no difficulty of exiting this game. Leger-Walker true with the first. And she knocks them both down. They need to turn up the pressure here. St. Peter's, Jazali Waihi tracking Grace Hunter. They've got to be ready to build the help. They could take the 5th foul on any drive that she attempts. She kicks out to Savai Anea, and she has been shooting the 3 well. Leger-Walker on the push. Moananu, she got her with the up fake, but missed the layup, gets her own O-board back. She's surrounded in the crowd. Grace Hunter hacks away with that chainsaw that Toops talks about. No foul. And wide open 3, Ariel Mackie-Williams, this would be huge. No good. Emma Baker back into the game looking for a rebound. Clock comes under 4 minutes, 6 points the deficit. Strong is called by Grace Hunter. Here comes the ball screen, they kick it on. Duck in for Onesimo. Panisi, she uses the hesitation dribble, kicks out. Grace Hunter, she's had all day to line it up. Manawatū with another board, blocked by Leger-Walker. Shot clock winds down, the action heating up here. Grace Hunter, they're going to look to shoot here. Savaya Naya, she has been clutch. She has signed for the pulse, but her heartbeat is as cool as ice with that dagger. St. Mary's with their biggest lead of the game. 3 minutes 13 to go. St. Mary's up 64-55.
We're nearly there. We did say that we're going to take a quarter one by one. Right? We're just about here.
Thanks
3
for coming to
minutes.
Palmerston North to
Hey,
speak the week with
stay
the
focused on defense.
championship. We've had a
Don't
good
find
time
those
here.
air punch now. That's why I put you on
Congratulations
track.
to our
There's
champions that we've crowned already.
Four.
The
You're the only
A
one. Try and
division
protect A on the help side.
beating Manawatū in the A
Every
division
time you
girls
protect, you've got to
final.
protect the triangle down low. That's what I'm saying.
Just over 3 minutes till we find out who wins the AA division championship final here in Central Energy Trust Arena Manawatū. St. Mary's 64, St. Peter's Cambridge 55. 3 minutes to go.
Well, this is it. Savaya Naya, she's hit multiple perimeter jumpers and she's put St. Mary's up 9 with just under 3 minutes to go. Leger-Walker, there's the pull-up. She's been absolutely dynamic. She's the LeBron James of this game, playing the Golden State Warriors. The depth of St. Mary's. And well defended there by Ella Bradley. Leger-Walker with 43 points of the 57. Isolation with Leah Manawatū, gets back to her left hand, banks it in off the window, 45 of the 59. Long pass, Leger-Walker tips it away. She is absolutely everywhere. 5-point the deficit. Leger-Walker with some space. She settles it down. They know that they still have time with just over 2 minutes to go. Leger-Walker takes a deep breath. She sizes it up. She's got a 3 here if she wants it. She's going to take the drive to the baseline. Spin back, fade. Oh, board. They get it back to Leger-Walker. She lines up a 3. Total pedal straight down the eye of the needle. Leger-Walker puts them back within 2. 48 points for Leger-Walker in this final. And great entry, Onisimo. Great verticality is Ariel Mackey-Williams with the help. And they will have the ball to tie it up or take a lead. This looked over when Savaya Naya hit that 3.
Well, it's good to see St. Peter's picking up the D. Teammates coming to help.
Leger-Walker, what she got cooked up, she's going to take Leah Manawatū off the dribble, leaves it short. Leah get that penetration well once it got inside the 3-point line. Grace Hunter, she's been the star of the show in the early going. 4 fouls has seen her having to sit down for a long period of time. Isolation, Panisi, year 13, under-19 tournament team member, feeds the interior for Onisimo. Onisimo's a tough interior player, and she draws the foul. She's been exceptional all tournament, Terrell Onisimo.
Yeah, she's just tough, you know, that WBC player. She's come back from her injury this year. She's a good shooter inside, but she's been hitting those outside shots during the tournament.
And timeout called this game. It has the heart racing. 1 minute 13 to go. St. Mary's up 2 over St. Peter's.
We gotta play deep, right? Then he's going to go and sit on the 1-4. 1-4. Then he's going to rise. Right? In the middle. Stay on the outside. Set the ball and hurt the middle on the 1-1. She's yours. Let's go.
Back on, here we go. 1 minute 13 on the clock. Let's go. 64-62. 1:13 on the clock.
Ani Seymour goes to the line after drawing that interior foul. She's looking to put her team up 3 or 4 with these free throws. They need to put it beyond the range of Leger-Walker, who has 14 points and 13 rebounds. She's 14 of 32. She's 4 of 8 from the 3, 16 of 20 from the foul line. An incredible performance from her. 3-point lead for St. Mary's. Manawatū, the center off the bench, is the one they've chosen to check Leger-Walker. And Leger-Walker tries to put her on skates. Now they switch across. And they switch again. The whole team taking a crack at it, and Leger-Walker gets blocked. There'll be 5 seconds on the shot clock for this baseline out of bounds. St. Peter's down 3. Ella Bradley, she's a very good passer on the baseline out of bounds. She takes the ball out. Charlisse Leger-Walker, she's communicating what needs to happen here. Cross screen, she's going to look to seal on the interior for the post up, and picked off by Manawatū. Hard to post the opposing center. Jaisali Waihi extends the pressure. Both teams in the bonus. Any foul will be free throws. Panisi, Manawatū's wide open. She's doing jumping jacks in the background. The pressure is tight, and Ahi Williams fouls Savai Anea, who hit the 3 that looked like it was going to be the dagger, until Charlisse Leger-Walker, she smashed the lid off the coffin. There's the 4 Toro pedals. The ship champs. Ship are definitely getting their money's worth with games like this. This is why you want to be a part of it. As Savai Anea, she's had her dagger thrown back to her with that 3. Well, she's about to stab it back at St. Peter's with these free throws. She leaves that one short, tracked down. Leger-Walker's got it. She's pushing the ball up in transition. She's not going to get many chances to have space, and she bobbles into the right lane, but misses. And with 30 seconds to go, that is a questionable decision to kick that ball ahead. Young players can do that sometimes, and with 26.2 seconds to go, Leanne Walker takes her penultimate timeout. They're down 4. They're going to need a bucket on this next possession.
Thrilling finish here in the girls' AA division final, of course, straight on the back of this game. We have the boys' AA final between Rosemary College and Aotearoa College. Scheduled to tip off at around 5:30 this evening. And then at the end of the boys' final will be the combined prize giving and championships trophies awarded to our winners. And of course, naming of the tournament teams and our MVPs for the week. Only 4 minutes, 26 to go, 26 seconds. Let's go, Central Energy Trust Arena. Manawatū in the podium here. Show the energy support.
Possession here goes to Charlisse Leger-Walker. Step back 3 is well short. Well defended by St. Mary's.
Well, Lenny Lear is just so tough. She's big, she's strong, she's a big presence. She's not the fastest out there, but she's doing a good job on Charlisse.
And it's amazing how good a player is when we say she's doing a good job on her. She got 48 points. And Lenny is doing a good job. Like, that's how good she is. Someone does a good job on her, holds her to 48 points. Panisi knocks it down. This is critical for St. Mary's. St. Peter's will be happy with a 1-possession game. St. Mary's are going to feel a lot more comfortable if they have a 5 or 6 point lead, which they do now at 6. 21.9 seconds to go. Charlisse, no timeouts left for St. Peter's. They're going to need to get busy. Deep pull-up 3 in transition. It's long. And now it's going to be a matter of St. Peter's have to foul and hope that St. Mary's misses free throws. They're extending up to try to steal this inbound pass. A good strategy, and if it gets, and it almost went off the shins of Panisi, but a foul is being called, a push in the backhand. 2 free throws coming up from Panisi. She's just knocked down 2. There's Dad Nixon watching on, still pretty composed, and of course he is up 6 with 12.9 seconds to go. St. Mary's looking for the undefeated season. St. Peter's looking for the three-peat. Panisi misses both, but she might get her own rebound. And Ella Bradley panicked a little bit there, and ball back on the baseline for St. Mary's. St. Peter's will need to foul again and hope that both free throws miss a second time. Of course, would be a 3-point game if that shot clock violation had been recognised, but it's too late for that now. Grace Hunter takes a quick 3, not sure why. And Charlisse Leger-Walker pull up 3, and she can't make it. And despite the amazing efforts of Charlisse Leger-Walker, 48 points, St. Mary's team no L's, undefeated. St. Mary's of Wellington are national champions for the first time in their school's history. There we see they are celebrating. It's been a team effort for St. Mary's. Contributions from so many of them. Their coaching staff have worked tirelessly. Many of these girls playing multiple sports, but still making the commitment to basketball. You can see how pleased they are.
They're all great friends as well. They spend a lot of time together. See them a lot down at the gym early in the morning, taking their daily shots.
And there we see Leger-Walker, 48 points. Unbelievable performance. 1963, Jerry West was the only NBA player to ever win the MVP in a loss. It doesn't happen often, but Charlisse Leger-Walker, so amazing. You'd expect her to win the MVP later tonight, almost carrying her team to this championship.
I think she probably wants St. Peter's on the trophy.
Of course, she would. She'd want that more, absolutely. So, AA girls final, there it is. St. Mary's, an amazing undefeated season. They are the champions for 2017. New Zealand Secondary Schools Basketball National Championships. Thanks for checking in. If you're on the live stream, boys grand final coming up next. Ka kite anō.